Thursday walkthrough brought to you by Carle, the official healthcare provider of Fighting Illini Athletics. Welcome back to the Thursday walkthrough. Martin O'Donnell here with Coach Lovie Smith. And Coach, 3 games down, sitting at 2-1. How do you evaluate your team after one quarter of the season?
Martin, of course, the plan was to be 3-0. I thought we could do that. Thought, some of the things that we did early on would give us an opportunity. And we had an opportunity to do that, but reassessing how everything played out. The first couple games did not have the type of start we wanted, but I think we finished stronger. This past week, though, we started off a lot stronger early on and then finished. So I think we're somewhere in between. We see what we can be as much as anything. I think we have the guys in the right spot. We should be getting a couple guys back, which should strengthen our team. And Big Ten play is here. You want to be playing your best ball now, so we're excited about this week.
Well, and there's been guys in and out of the lineups, injuries and things like that. How do you, MJ Rivers getting his first start last week, how do you balance the playbooks, kind of what you want to do offensively and defensively when you're still having, a different safety in this week, a different quarterback in next week?
Well, I think you have to take that into consideration. When guys play for the first time, we as coaches, we have to be the adult and try to give them as much as they can handle. And again, first time out as a quarterback, you can't give them the entire playbook. It's as simple as that. You have to have a watered down game plan, but a game plan good enough to be able, if we execute, to win. And that's what we felt like we had this week. And I think it goes that way for all positions. You as a coach have to balance it out as much as anything. I really like what our young players have done. We put a lot on their plate, and they've stepped up. But hopefully we can get some of those veterans back.
One of the things that has really stood out to me here over the first 3 games is the ability to run the ball, averaging over 240 yards per game on the ground. What's kind of different this year through 3 games than maybe times last year?
Well, I think as you just look last year, those players are the same. A lot of the same players. They're older. We've talked about the youth of our offensive line last year. They have been together since training camp. They've had every practice together. No one has had to fight through an injury. That has to help, just them knowing a little bit more what's expected of them. Running back-wise, same thing. The players, second year in the system a little bit, and we think we have some good players at that position. We've talked a lot about playing 3 running backs and trying to get the guys involved. I think it helps when you have success. Now, after 3 games, the guys see what we can do with our running game, and I'm excited about taking another step.
Well, absolutely, and one of the phases that really stood out against South Florida has really stood out again through 3 games this season would be the special teams and the specialists in particular, Blake Hayes, Chase McLaughlin. Coming from your experience in the NFL, obviously special teams can have an edge no matter what level you're playing at. Is there a greater opportunity for an edge in college? Because 128 teams in Division I, it's hard to find 128 good kickers, 128 good punters. Can you press that advantage a little bit more in college if you have excellent players at those positions?
Absolutely. I know just yesterday in the NFL, there were a lot of missed field goals, just talking about that. To have an accurate field goal kicker, and when everybody wants 7 points every time, but when you need to at least get 3 and to be able to count on that, and that's what Chase has given us. And then sometimes, you have to try some field goals right out of the range a little bit. Chase has worked so hard to strengthen his leg, so you see that in the kickoffs, and of course in the distance he's getting with the field goals. And Blake Hayes, that's a weapon. He's that 12th defensive player of backing him up. The placement of the football has helped our team so much.
Let's talk a little bit about linebacker play. Obviously, linebackers kind of featured in your defense, and both Del'Shawn Phillips and Jake Hansen at the top of the leaderboard here on the team for tackles. Jake Hansen with a lot of tackles for loss. Del'Shawn with another nice interception on Saturday. How do you feel about them through a quarter of the season?
I think they played good football, and that's what they would say. And as you mentioned, 3 games with a linebacker with 2 interceptions, of course, is a big deal. And Jake, you mentioned the tackle for losses, and both of the guys have been active. And they're just getting started. Del'Shawn, of course, didn't play Mike last year, new position for him. Jake, first year being the starter. All of their football is ahead of them, which bring you to a game like this week. We know who will be on the other side. This is a great barometer of exactly how far we've come once we get a chance to play Penn State this week.
Well, right, you said it. Penn State, Big Ten football starting, top 10 team coming in. You've been around the guys a little bit, already had some practices this week. Do they feel a little bit more dialed in? I mean, is there more of a focus there, or is it business as usual?
Well, I would like to think our team is always focused. You have to be. But I think it's different. The first couple of weeks we were favorites. Second week, there was a lot on the line. But once you get into conference play, everything picks up a little bit. We realize that. And first off, to have a Friday night game, I think that's pretty special. Not a lot of teams are playing Friday night. A lot of people across the country get a chance to see us play. It's maybe the only time early on they get a chance to see us play. So we want to show up and show everybody exactly what Illinois football is about right now.
Yeah, really looking forward to the game this week. And, I got one final question for you that I've been, turning around in my mind here over the past couple days. If you expect the unexpected, does the unexpected become the expected?
If you expect the unexpected,
then does that unexpected become the expected?
Absolutely.
So if you expect the unexpected, there is no unexpected.
Well, yeah, first, what is the unexpected? You have to kind of establish that first, is how I look at it.
That's a whole other wormhole.
And this week a little bit, what's the unexpected? Unexpected is for us not to have an opportunity to win the football game. But that unexpected, though, as I see it, if we win this football game, where does that put it? Was I right for that to be unexpected, or was that expected in my part? I was just trying to throw it back to you, Mark,
That's good.
instead of to me.
Yeah,
I was
I
trying
agree.
to figure it out still.
Whatever you just said, I agree with. Sure. All right. Well, Coach, thank you for your time, and thanks for stopping by the Thursday Walkthrough. The Thursday Walkthrough brought to you by Carle, the official healthcare provider of Fighting Illini Athletics.
Looking for a card that gives you more? Illini Visa Rewards Card. Earn points every day to fly any airline, anytime, no blackout dates. The Illini Visa Rewards Card. Available only through U of I Community Credit Union.